Hi guys, welcome to the third edition of Talking Travel with me, Andrew. As you've seen over the last couple of weeks, we've been really pushing the new company called Wild Eye. You can follow us on Facebook under facebook.com/wildeyesa and also on Twitter @wildeyesa. So join the conversation and follow us along on the different social media lines. You can also follow Gerry Vanderwalt and Andrew Beck SA, also part of the Wild Eye team. So this week in industry news, for all of you heading up to Kruger National Park over the next couple of days, Skukuza's Lake Panic Hide, which is one of the most popular hides in that area, is going to be closed for maintenance from the 3rd to the 18th of October. So I know there's going to be many people who are going to be quite disappointed about this, but I think it's going to be great once it's been revamped and just sort of upgraded a little bit. Then there's a new initiative called the East 3 route, which has been launched here in South Africa. And basically this has been launched to try and promote tourism around the east coast of South Africa, north of Durban, into Swaziland and also into Mozambique. So this whole area, the whole idea of this new East 3 route is to explore the Indian Ocean coast and the Swaziland and Mozambican regions. The officials are supposed to be testing the route on the 24th of October. There's no real detail about where exactly it will go, but there are a number of these sorts of routes within South Africa, like the Panorama route and the Garden route. This is now going to be the first one that actually goes over international borders. So this is going to be a very interesting thing. We'll keep an eye on it and keep you updated, because I'm sure it's going to be a big hit for people in this region. Then, staying in that part of the world, north of Durban on the east coast, the turtle nesting season begins on the 15th of October. The endangered loggerhead and leatherback turtles each year come back to the same beach that they were actually born on to complete the cycle of life by laying eggs. So each year hundreds of turtles come back and lay their eggs, with the hatchlings coming out between January to March. And this is a really spectacular sighting. I haven't been personally, but it's definitely something that I want to do over the next couple of months. Funny enough, populations of turtles around the world are set to be declining, and recent studies have shown that the populations around the South African coastlines are the only ones that are actually increasing. So this is a very unique conservation section that's taking place there, and it's obviously working. So I don't think there's any debate. A 750 kilogram loggerhead turtle being right next to it, watching it lay eggs, that's something that's quite special. There are a number of lodges in the area which you can do this from, but probably my recommendation would be to go to Rocktail Beach Camp. Fantastic camp, stunning views, stunning accommodation, and they would be your best bet. And they actually offer this as part of the package to go and do these turtle activities. So be sure to check that out over the next couple of months. Then the last little bit of the industry news now is that Wilderness Safaris, one of the biggest operators in the region and one of the main operators in Botswana, have released their green season rates for Botswana a month early. So usually starts on the 1st of November, runs all the way through to about the middle of June. This year they've actually extended it, and it started from Saturday, the 1st of October, and is running through for the whole of this month now. So this special is only valid for SADC people who are resident in the SADC countries. So that list, I'm just going to use my cheat sheet over here: Angola, Botswana, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Lesotho, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Swaziland, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Now, a lot of people will say, well, what is the green season? You know, what's this all about? And that's actually going to be our featured destination or featured part for this week's chat. So here we go with the feature of this week. Right, so we've heard now that there's green season rates for Botswana. This is fantastic, and this is only for the SADC residents. What does it actually mean though? So basically it's significantly reduced rates for this period, from the 1st of October all the way through to the middle of June. And this typically coincides with the summer months, so the green season with the rains coming through, that's where the name comes from. So the massively discounted rates here are up to 30% less than normal, so it gives a lot of people from the SADC community an opportunity to go and explore this fantastic region. Now, it's often considered to be an off-peak season and out of the peak time, and a lot of people think, well, if I'm going to go, I'm going to go when it's, you know, really the peak time of year. That's not the case. You will not be missing out on much if you were only to go during the green season and not during the peak season. The benefits far outweigh the drawbacks. So the flood waters may have receded in the area. Normally the waters run down from Central Africa down into the Okavango Delta and into the floodplain. And by this time of year, with no more rains happening, they've started to recede. But that's not necessarily bad news. It opens up a lot more areas for you to explore, and just the whole landscape changes at this time of year. The green grass comes through, a lot of youngsters are being born, all the migratory bird species are returning to the area. So it really is worthwhile going to do, and especially at 30% off of your normal rates, it's a bargain. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at each of the three main areas in Botswana and see what the highlights during the green season for each of these areas is. Right, let's start with the main one, the Okavango Delta. At this time of the year, the floodplains are exposed by the receding waters, and the area is just transformed into a tapestry of green, with all the grasses growing through. This then draws grazers out from the woodlands, and they are transformed into these larger islands, and that's where the grazers actually come out and give birth with their youngsters. Obviously the bird species like Lesser jacana, African pygmy goose, coppery-tailed kukul, Pell's fishing owl, all of those remain resident in the region throughout this time, so it's a great time of the year for birders to go through. The migrant birds are also arriving in numbers, from woodland kingfishers all the way through to southern carmine bee-eaters. And for birders, this is really the most prolific time to be in the region. A lot of heronries as well, so great birding opportunities out in this part of the world during the green season. Certain predators as well, like spotted hyenas, and they tend to den and breed at this time. So, you know, these sort of sightings when you've got lots of young calves and youngsters running around with these young predators, it just adds a whole different dimension to your journey. The Linyanti region is the next one that we're going to look at, and offers a wide range of habitats, all the way from the Mopani woodlands with pans which start to fill up with a little bit of water at this time of year, productive acacia woodlands with lots of carnivores and herbivores hiding out in that region, and then the Kalahari apple leaf woodland. So it's a very diverse area. In this part of the world, historically the elephant population has been quite mobile, and during the summer season they start to move around quite a bit in search of water. With the Savuti Channel starting to flow the first time in many years, 1 or 2 years ago now, these elephant populations are actually remaining in this region, which provides great game viewing. The Linyanti region also offers a nice array of activities. It used to just be walking and game drives, but now with the Savuti Channel actually holding water throughout the rainy season, you can actually do canoeing along here, which is that's a really special experience. Then the third region, the Central Kalahari region of Botswana. This is normally a wide, open expanse which is very arid and very dry, a typical desert. But when the rains come, this area transforms completely. So the landscape is almost instantly altered into different hues of green, with a lot of wild flowers coming through, and the late afternoon cloudbursts give you fantastic photographic opportunities. The Kalahari also offers some of the best cheetah viewing in Africa, often at this time of year with cubs, and it is famous for its really large, big black maned lions and large prides of females. The summer birding opportunities in this region are also excellent, together with the likes of the resident species such as crimson-breasted shrikes, and some of the other summer migratory species include the pallid harrier and the Caspian plover. Now, when you're planning a trip into Botswana during the green season, a lot of people, obviously, the main thing that comes to mind when you mention Botswana is a trip on a mokoro, where you just are poled through the Okavango Delta. There's no engine noise, it's very quiet, and it really is a great experience. So even though the flood waters have receded, there are certain camps, but because of their location, will always offer some form of water activities, whether it's an afternoon barge cruise or a trip on a mokoro. So when you're planning this trip, make sure that you combine at least 2 camps. One where you're going to have a little bit more focus on your land activities, and another camp where you can actually still get the water activities for the region. It's a really, really special experience to just glide along the Okavango Delta in a mokoro. So make sure that you combine those 2 camps. In terms of getting into the country, because we're looking at SADC specials here for South Africans, a lot of people want to do self-drives up into the region. Very easy, you can go up and drive to Mau. A lot of the packages will run from Maun into the Delta, up to the Nyanti or Savuti region, and then come back to Maun. So you can drive to Maun, leave your vehicle there, then hop onto the scheduled flights in between the camps. That would be fully included in your package. The other alternative is to catch an Air Botswana flight which departs from Johannesburg straight into Maun, or if you wanted to, you could even head up into Livingstone and then come across from the Zambian side into Botswana and start your trip down that way, leaving from Maun back to Johannesburg. So the green season in Botswana is something that not a lot of people are aware of, and they tend to shy away from it because they're not familiar with it. What I'm saying to you guys is this is a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of significantly reduced rates to get up to this part of the world and really just have a completely different experience to anything that you would have experienced in South Africa or Namibia, for example. It really is unique, and it gives the average traveller a really good opportunity to get into the region without having to pay the sort of top dollars that these lodges charge during the peak season. So, from the 1st of October all the way through to the 14th of June next year, SADC residents can get reduced rates within Botswana. That's it for this week. We're going to have a poll out on the Facebook page. Go and check it out. I'm not going to let you guys know what it is about now. I want you to go and have a look, answer it. And as always, if you have any thoughts or suggestions for future content or any travel-related queries, drop us an email, andrew@wildeye.co.za, and we'll get back to you with some answers in the following week's chats. Until next time, share the experience.